For joining us today on Water Cooler Wednesday. This live stream brought to you by Opus Management Consulting Group. Make sure that you visit our website at www.opusmanagement.us. While you're at it, if you find value in today's stream, we'd appreciate you following us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, or LinkedIn, or simply tell a friend about our live stream. This live stream is about topics that are trending in business apps, ERP systems, social media, and marketing, all pertaining to the Opus management divisions of Opus Apps, XApps, and digital workplace designs. Each week, we'll deliver the best topics and business expertise of the industry. For today, my name is Jeff Bodker. I'll be your host. I am the client account consultant for Opus Management. So today, we're going to talk about advance in web design. So what does web design mean? It means, if you hear the phrase advance in web design, what's the first thing that comes to mind? For many, it means landing on a website that you may go to. And so for me, it reminds me of MySpace, how that was designed with the intention of having the client or whoever the consumer was being able to design their own page, right? So if you think back to that, for those of us that had that opportunity, you could add music to your page, you could sort of design it the way you wanted it using the different colors and this sort of thing. So it was a fun way to use the internet, but as the internet grew, businesses were able to add more and more texture to their websites, drawing in clients, and also it was starting to become evident that not already, if not already, people were starting to market on different websites, right? Their products and services. So it was one of the fastest growing digital sectors, if you didn't know about that. So optimal homepage design is extremely important these days. Why? It's the first impression that you have of a certain business, right? So whether you're researching a restaurant or trying to sell furniture, you're able to go to their website. So for instance, let's think of perhaps you're shopping for a certain piece of furniture, right? You're shopping for that TV console or something like this. And so if you go to a furniture's website, it should be relatively easy to use, right? You should be able to find what you want. There should be some sort of search key. So this is, again, the first impression. If it's complicated or you can't find the answer to what you want right away, this might be not the best design that they had in mind. So you want to make it scrollable, right? So you want to be able to define your role as a company or as a entity, and your website should be in thought of those pages, right? So if you have different pages going on, the home page is the window to your brand and to your content. So Amazon, for instance, it seems like every time I go onto their website, it's changed, it's different. They're trying new ways of marketing and bringing your attention in. I know that colors play a big role. Sometimes if you go to like a restaurant or something like that, they have the color red, which historically has said to be made people hungry. So if you're looking for something to eat, even if you're not really that hungry, that might draw you into their website as well. So maybe you have a testimonial or a blog or some kind of a contact box, and you want to have some engagement in the media, right? So this could be a video to click through. If you have like some sort of a video that you have on your landing page or the initial website that you go to, you want it to make it easy to look at, and you want to make it the attention that the consumer is getting is probably that first 10 seconds or whatever before they click through and go to somewhere else, as our lives are so busy these days. Also, you want to make sure that you have a footer, whatever the keywords you want to be there, right? And so I know a lot of people scroll through the footers just to get the contact information, right? If you have a question about a product or service that maybe you purchased in the past, or if you want to buy a product or service and you have questions, you want to be able to contact this company, right? Nothing's more frustrating than buying a product or service and then not being able to contact that company right away, not having that information up front. So those of us that research ahead of time to buy a product or service really need that information available to our fingertips. And then, sometimes they'll also put social media on their website. Easy to click through, easy to contact, because really what's in mind of probably the businesses is just being able to get a hold of whoever that is selling the product or service. So you don't want it to be this, Easter egg hunt where you're trying to figure out, hey, how do I contact this person for the product or service that they want? So having your email readily accessible, having that phone number, contact information as well. Maybe it's a contact box. So we kind of touched on colors, but they're so important because how does the color of the website make you feel, right? And so there are multiple colors. How's that combination making you feel? Is it, something that's exciting? Everybody's going to be different, right? Because they have different associations connected with color. But the majority, if you think about, for instance, on my laptop right now, I have a screensaver that's an ocean. It's nice. It's soothing for me. It has, the waves, and it has a nice blue sky, white sandy beaches. So that's, for me, that's very soothing. So however you want to make your website, maybe you own a spa or some kind of a, relaxation place, you might want to have that, those colors to kind of integrate with whatever it is you're selling. So your website should also be lead generation, right? And so especially if you're in sales, which many of us are, you want to make sure that you're, generating leads through that. So you want to make that great first impression. And so we mentioned colors, but also visual interest. So you want to make sure that you have maybe something relatable. So maybe some people, but you also don't want to be too generic or too general. You don't want to have a bunch of people that they could just, the first thing they Google and you can find those people, they look very familiar. I recently listened to a podcast from Wes McDowell. So Wes McDowell is a web designer, and some of the points that he hit on, I'll just go through a few of them and highlight, are just like clear visual navigation, right? So what does that mean? Kind of touched on that before, but clear visual navigation is being able to go through and not having a lot of clutter. When the internet first launched, we had a lot of flash come through where your eyes are drawn to this and that, and that's fine. But you also want to make it sure it's visual navigation to where you know where to click through. It's not, again, that Easter egg hunt trying to go through your website and navigate. Also, you want a strong headline, right? So 100% clear on exactly what you want to do to avoid industry jargon. Though it might highlight your expertise, it really might be off-putting to someone that really doesn't know those acronyms or internal customer jargon. So the potential client that may not know all this stuff may feel intimidated by that. So again, just being able to have a strong headline to draw people in. And then you want to call out your benefits, right? You want to call out your benefits to your company. Why go with your company, right? And so that might be going through and highlighting 3 different benefits. The longer the list, they might, lose interest again. So just maybe having 3 to highlight. And then you want to also include those features, right? Maybe list a few of those as well. So there's always features, there's benefits, but what kind of features do they get and how that benefit's going to make them feel. And then the primary call to action would be, again, just making it insanely, ridiculously easy for them to contact you. Don't make it so hard where they have to go through all this content in order to contact you. Just have that information right up front. So if there's somebody that's searching, let's say for a dentist, and you have this amazing website and you just want to click and you want to make an appointment, you've looked everywhere, you've already had the referral, you just want to go on that website and book your appointment, get the necessary paperwork to prepare for that. So you want to make it really easy for them to contact you. Another thing would be just, enhancing the feeling that you want to resonate with the audience, right? And so just what do you want the audience to take away from your website? What do you want people to talk about? Just really, maybe it's those colors again, maybe it's that mission statement that you put on there, just whatever it is, just making sure that that's there. And then just using condensed paragraphs. Don't make it so lengthy where you lose the reader within a couple seconds. You want to make sure that they have enough information to go through and navigate, but you don't want to make it overwhelming to where they're reading all this stuff. That's why they want to contact you, right? They want to get that information once they contact you and get get on board with whatever it is you're selling. So I hope this segment helped you in some way. I know that it was fun to research, and again, advanced web design, something that we're going to see is here to stay, and we're going to see it evolve as the years go by, and especially as we get further into the future with our technology. Thank you so much for joining me today.